Greetings, my name is Christine Ekenga, and I'm an assistant professor of public health at Washington University in St. Louis. And I am delighted to be with you all today, virtually, to discuss what's truly been an enjoyable partnership with Gateway to the Great Outdoors. First, I want to tell you about myself. I am an epidemiologist by training, and I study environmental risk factors for disease. So I'm looking at factors where you live, you work, you learn, and you play, and how that can influence health and well-being. And the goal of my research is to promote health and well-being for all through healthy environments. Briefly, let me touch on some of the research on the benefits of nature contact for child development. Many psychologists have argued that a child's ability to develop perceptual and expressive skills, imagination, moral judgment, and other attributes are greatly enhanced by contact with nature. For example, studies of school children have found that playing in green spaces, living near green space, or visiting green spaces are associated with fewer emotional symptoms, fewer conduct problems, less hyperactivity and inattention, and fewer peer relationship problems. There have even been studies that have found associations between nature contact and improved cognitive function. So what's great about Gateway to the Great Outdoors is that it's a program that eliminates disparities in nature contact so that all children can enjoy the benefits, the health benefits, and the social and well-being benefits that are associated with nature contact. So my involvement with the program is I like to call it a university community partnership, part of this intervention. I've been working with Gateway to the Great Outdoors for I say more than 4 years now, and initially my involvement was to help with curriculum development. So what we did was we tried to come up with a couple of classroom lessons focused on health and environmental health. Eventually I ended up in the classroom visiting the kids, and what started off as one visit a semester ended up being multiple visits to multiple schools and classrooms a semester, and then both semesters throughout the year. So it's been an amazing experience visiting the kids, and I'm always surprised when I come back in the spring semester that they remember me, because usually I visit once in the fall and once in the spring. And an interesting story is before the pandemic, I came back one spring and I checked in, I signed in at the front desk, and I was tackled by a future linebacker. I mean, this 10-year-old was really strong, and he was so happy to see me. And it always amazes me, an impression that I've left after, a 90-minute visit from 4 months before. So it's always a great experience for me to go and visit the classroom, and you can see a picture of me up in the right-hand corner there. But you're probably familiar with the program. It involves weekly STEM-based environmental education lessons, like some of the lessons, the health lessons that I've administered, and monthly nature-based outdoor field trips. And, we have, what's really great about my participation with the program is that eventually we've been able to initiate a research phase into the program, and really to evaluate what are the benefits of participating in Gateway to the Great Outdoors. And so I'll present some of the early results we've seen in the first couple of years of working with this program. So these are interviews that we did with the kids after in the spring, after at least a year of participating in the program. And the kids, found that this was an engaging learning environment. The kids said that they were participating in a program like this again, and what was really engaging about it is that this was much more enjoyable than the work that they're doing based on their workbooks or their textbooks. They're actually able to do activities and go outdoors. So I'll give you a few seconds to read the quotes. The kids also mentioned that after the program, they found themselves participating in more environmentally conscious decisions. They're recycling more. reusing water bottles, and they're thinking more about their relationship with the environment. I'm really excited to see that after the program, it seems like we've encouraged more healthy behaviors and physical activity. That we learned, or they learned about, you know, nutritional labels, which is always uh, sometimes shocking for the kids to learn about differences between fruits and vegetables and fats and calories. They learn that it's okay to walk. They don't always need to be in a car all the time, and that it's also okay to put down their iPhones and their tablets and go outside and enjoy the environment. I was also to see that we're seeing benefits for the entire family as well, not just the kids who are participating in the program. And probably the most exciting are, you know, the quote I've seen in doing research, and I chuckle every time I see the last quote. But one of our participants really liked participating in the program because now they can state facts that make them seem much smarter than their mom. In the early results of our research, we've seen improvements in health related quality of life, improvements in STEM capacity, and environmental affinity, as you saw from some of the quotes. And what's really interesting is that we've been able to administer our surveys and our assessments to a control group of students who did not participate in the Gateway to the Great Outdoors program. And what we saw in the control group is that we did not see any changes in any of the outcomes that we evaluated and observed with the Gateway students. So we believe that this intervention is having a positive impact on the students. So, in closing, I'm really happy to be working with a program that appears to have significant benefits in terms of STEM engagement and health outcomes for youth. And Gateway is a low cost program. It can be expanded to other school districts, and we're seeing really positive results. But I think it's also important, at least I'll come from an academic perspective, that we also need to address some of the structural inequities that resulted in these underserved communities, inequities in housing and education and income throughout our region. So I think that Gateway can play an important step in doing that. Gateway is still continuing its programming during the pandemic, and we are still continuing our research during the pandemic. And we are looking at the physical and mental health consequences of these stay-at-home orders, of students spending more time in front of a screen. Hopefully, a program like Gateway will be able to mitigate the adverse health impacts associated with those type of behaviors, but we shall see. So again, I just want to thank Gateway for inviting me to present some of the work we've been doing. It's been truly been a pleasure. I want to thank the volunteers at Gateway to the Great Outdoors, the administrators, the teachers, and the students at the St. Louis Public Schools, Brown School at Washington University. Some of my students have had a fantastic opportunity to get some hands-on experience with research. And if you have any questions, or feel free to contact me or follow me on Twitter. Again, thanks for this opportunity and enjoy the rest of the program.